One thing I want to ask too is when you're sitting down with Brian to tell him about his listening, what are some things, and maybe not just Brian, maybe the people that you still coach today, what are some things that you look for to improve someone's listening? What's your process for going through that?
Yeah, so there are 5 levels of listening, and the first thing you want to do as a listener is not to focus on the speaker. Listening starts by actually listening to yourself first. So if you've got a whole bunch of noise going on in your head about the last meeting, the next meeting, what you need to eat for lunch, what you didn't eat for breakfast, I haven't had enough coffee, gee, Oscar talks slow, I wish you'd hurry up and get to the point. There's a whole bunch of noise going through your head. So there's 5 levels of listening, and the first level of listening is listening to yourself. So the things at level 1 we need to be aware of is we've researched over 1,410 people. We've been tracking them for nearly 4 years now. And the number 1 barrier to people's listening is electronic notifications, whether that's from a mobile phone or your desktop computer, whether it's a Mac or a PC, whether your phone's Android or an iPhone, whether you've got a tablet or not. The number 1 barrier that gets in people's way when it comes to listening is notifications. So whether you're on a Mac or a PC, whether you're on an iPhone or an Android, you can just push the button that says stop notifications while I'm in a conversation, meaning a meeting. Now, this is easy to say, but it's very difficult to do because, quite honestly, a lot of people are addicted to the red dots that give you notifications, to the buzz, to the bing, to the Slack channel, the Teams message, the email notification. And I worked in the technology industry. I know the research behind the app industry was derived from the research in slot machines or poker machines in Las Vegas. They hired a bunch of psychologists to figure out how to keep people mindlessly pressing the button and putting more money into the poker machines. And they adapted that research into putting red dots on devices and having notifications that blink to get your attention. Now, it fires off dopamine in your system. That's the drug that when you're in love, all the world is beautiful, but it fires off the same thing when a red dot comes up and you go, oh, gee, somebody wants to talk to me. But what it means is you're not available for the conversation you're in right now. Now, if you're in a medical profession or emergency respondent, please don't switch your notifications off. That's your job. So for everybody else, though, if you're in some kind of workplace where you work with computers and you don't have patients that you need to see, or you're not at the end of a manufacturing line and ensuring people's safety, just keep your notifications on. James, when I say switch your notifications off, a lot of people feel like a drug addict and I've just taken away their drugs.